Feeling overwhelmed by negative news? 5 Good News Stories is your daily dose of what's going right in the world. Like the 103-year-old granny who got caught speeding in her sports car because she was living life to the fullest, or the family who found their missing cat after 3 years when it showed up at their vacation rental. Remember Flop the penguin's incredible comeback after his injury? And that guy who broke the world record for most high fives in 24 hours while raising money for charity? These are the stories that remind us the world is still full of wonder and joy. 5 Good News Stories. Pure positivity 3 times a week. 5 Good News Stories, available wherever you get your podcasts. 5 Good News Stories.
Calaroga Shark Media.
Boy, second week of April already. This year is flying. Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Parental discretion advised on this episode. After the commercial break, going to talk a serious subject, all right? So get rid of the kids. Let's start with Bill Burr. Did you see this video circulating on the social medias? Bill Burr was there at the Mark Twain, Conan O'Brien thing, minding his own business, more or less, the most you can on a red carpet of sorts. And a reporter asked Bill Burr a question. I will let Bill Burr handle this himself.
What about your reaction to Luigi Mangione? I was reading up, that perhaps you've been supportive of what he did. What is your take on that?
If you were reading up, I don't think you read up on it. Because I said what I felt about it, and I said what a lot of people said.
Some people took it that way. So could you clarify what you think?
No, I'm not going to just have some controversial moment so you can get clicks. I'm not doing that. I'm here for Conan. I'm not doing all of this. What are you going to bring up next? The Middle East? I went to summer school 3 out of 4 years in high school. I'm not qualified to talk about this.
I was just going to read
What do you think about global warming?
You said about Elon that he was ruining Earth, I saw on The View. You were critical of him. What do you think of all the boycotts, like even the violence
I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news. I have no idea what's going on. I watch Instagram. I watch people wipe out on motorcycles. I watch lions and hyenas fight each other. This is the things that I do. And I don't think you should be asking a comedian. You're a journalist.
Comedians are on top of current events.
No. That's weak. That's you guys passing the buck. You guys need to have balls again, which you don't. You guys always goes, should we be thinking this? Duh. You guys present stuff like that. You guys used to have balls. You need to get your balls back. And it's not my job. I am a dancing clown.
Wow, how do you really feel, Bill? Awful Announcing was checking out the Flagrant podcast with Andrew Schulz. Apparently, Andrew and retired NFL safety and NFL analyst Ryan Clark had been going back and forth. As Awful Announcing recaps it, Schulz had riffed on the idea of Meghan Markle cleaning up the British royal family and described the black girlfriend effect as women stressing their boyfriends out and slapping them. Sidebar, Palace Intrigue, wherever you get your shows. We talk about the royal family. I'm the writer about it. Today's episode's about Meghan. Meghan's big podcast is out tomorrow, so tomorrow's going to be about Meghan. Wednesday's going to be about Meghan. It's going to be a Meghan kind of week. But back to Schulz. Clark had responded to the original Schulz segment on The Pivot, claiming that Schulz was racist. Schulz sat down for an interview on The Pivot himself and acknowledged the joke didn't land as well as it could have, but defended himself against the accusation that he is racist or the joke is racist. Andrew said the joke wasn't funny enough for how much it hurt people, and they're entitled to however they want to feel about it. I just don't like getting into the territory of that's how he really feels, and he's just using it as a smokescreen for how he really feels. And now what happened is I just wanted us to laugh. Clark explained that he believes Schulz can perpetuate stereotypes and give the audience permission to harbor negative views of certain types of people. Clark explained he believes Schulz can perpetuate stereotypes and give the audience permission to harbor negative views. To people that might see that, they'll go, well, Andrew Schulz made this joke about black women and there were 2 black men sitting across from them. This must be true, so I can go behave like he behaves. Clark explained his intention was to use Schulz's comments to have a discussion, not to paint Schulz in any particular way. Schulz said, I hope that people maybe learn more about me and they see that I don't have bad intentions for people. I make fun of everybody. I hope that they learn that, but I understand that as I get there, we're going to have these little things that we stumble across and people's feelings are going to be hurt, and it sucks. With that situation, what I thought people would see is I'm not doing that joke in front of 2 white guys in a room. I'm doing it where there are 2 black guys in the room as well. I thought it would communicate that there's good faith here. There's no real animosity or that kind of stuff. Joe List announced 2 projects. One, the documentary Tom Dustin, Portrait of a Comedian. Also, Joe List's 4th special, Small Ball. We'll start with the former. Tom Dustin, Portrait of a Comedian, will hit theaters in L.A. and New York City on April 25th. It'll go nationwide May 9th. The indie documentary is directed and produced by Joe List. It offers an intimate glimpse into his enduring friendship with fellow comedian Tom Dustin. Through candid conversations on anxiety, depression, and addiction, interwoven with intimate comedic performances, filmed Key West, the film sheds light on the highs and lows of life and stand-up comedy and the complexities of a lifelong friendship. Meanwhile, Small Ball, where can we see Small Ball? Theaters, one night only, May 21st. That's an aggressive play. I haven't heard anyone do that. We're going to go to the theater and watch Joe List's comedy special in the era of Netflix, YouTube, and even Hilarious. You're asking a lot there, Joe. I root for you, but you're asking a lot there. Day of the week is May 21st. A Wednesday. I have volleyball. I can't make it. Small Ball finds Joe List tackling themes of fatherhood, friendship, and the absurdities of everyday life shortly after the birth of his first child. Filmed at 2 separate Illinois Zanies clubs over the course of back-to-back evenings. It is Joe List's 4th special. List said, "I am so overwhelmed with excitement to be releasing both my film and my comedy special in theaters across America. Going to the movies has always been my favorite thing to do since I was a little kid, and I'm so proud to get to show these in a cinema. To me, there's nothing more special than watching a movie in the dark with a strange group of people." W. Kamau Bell discussed his return to comedy with the Herald Times Online. Bell said, "I started my return last year. I'll tell you how quick American history moves. I think the conversation I started a set with was, I think Biden might be told to be president. I think for me, the need to come back was that my wife saw me walking around the house talking to myself and laughing and was like, maybe you need to go back to comedy. I really thought I was retired." That's interesting. I didn't realize that. I just thought he was off doing TV projects. I really thought I was retired, but then I realized I sort of had the edge, and I've been away for 5 years, which is 5 years of personal stories to tell that I hadn't shared with an audience. Last time I did comedy, I had 2 kids, and now I have 3. So it's like, what's going on in the world? What's going on with me? How old is W. Kamau Bell? I'm going to guess 47. Answer is 52. Born January 26, 1973. A little early to retire. You got to at least do a podcast out of your basement. You got to keep yourself busy. Trust me. Kamau says, "In this era, I really love watching George Carlin because it does a great job at balancing where he can do this one-liner that's amazing and can also talk for 10 minutes and not get one laugh and then get the laugh at the end. I think there's different ways to do comedy depending on the subject." They also asked him about Celebrity Jeopardy. Bell said, "Celebrity Jeopardy is always funny because people look at it and go, these are celebrities? I don't know any of these people." Well, we're the ones who are available. Tom Cruise isn't taking a call from Celebrity Jeopardy. You get Kamau Bell and his friends. Okay, I'm going to do one more story, and then the second story here is going to be the one that I don't want your kids to hear, okay? So get rid of the kids, but first, while you're kicking the kids out of the car, don't kick the kids out of the car. That's not a good thing to do. You know what I mean. Turn it off. Hit pause. Go in the other room. Do something, but don't kick the kids out of the car. That's very dangerous. Daily Comedy News officially is against kicking kids out of the car. NBC is doing a tribute to Joan Rivers. It's called Joan Rivers, a Dead Funny All-Star Tribute, coming to NBC and Peacock in May. Joan passed away in September 2014. The special will premiere Tuesday, May 13th, 10 East, 10 West on NBC, recorded at the historic Apollo Theater in New York City. Will feature comedy titans like Rachel Brosnahan. Comedy titans like Rachel Brosnahan? One of the great comedians of our... come on. You can't lead with Rachel there. Now, I'm looking at the press release, and they went in alphabetical order by last name, but you can't have the sentence, comedy titans like Rachel Brosnahan. I'm sorry. Wonderful actress, well known for her role in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, but comedy titan? Carlin Pryor, Rachel Brosnahan? Is that what you're telling me, NBC press release? Come on. Margaret Cho, Nikki Glaser, Tiffany Haddish, Chelsea Handler, Neil Patrick Harris, Bill Maher, Howie Mandel, Joel McHale, Tracy Morgan, Patton Oswalt, Aubrey Plaza, the comedy titan, Sarah Silverman, Melissa Rivers, who is Joan's daughter, and perfectly wonderful, but not sure Melissa Rivers is a comedy titan like. Also Gene Smart and Rita Wilson. The performers will deliver a mix of classic Rivers zingers and modern stand-up, and there will be musical bits for some reason as well. I added the for some reason. An extended uncensored version of the special will premiere May 14th on Peacock. It will feature more comics who will be announced later. Good press releasing here. I'll read it verbatim. "Given that I'm dead, I assume someone will finally decide to honor me. Well, it's about time," Rivers wrote in a letter she left for her daughter, Melissa Rivers. That's fun. "I knew Joan. I worked with Joan. I've got Joan stories. I only have good things to say about Joan, even though we clashed heads, but I'll save those for another day." All right, you got your headphones on low. Kids are in the other room. You hit pause. They went to sleep. They're not around. Arguably, this should have been the lead story today. But again, this show's supposed to be fun and upbeat. It's Monday morning, so I didn't want to wake you up with this one. Russell Brand has been charged with rape, indecent assault, and sexual assault for incidents that took place between the years of 1999 and 2005. On Friday, the Metropolitan Police Service announced that the Crown Prosecution Service authorized them to charge Russell Brand with 1 count of rape, 1 count of indecent assault, 1 count of oral rape, and 2 counts of sexual assault following an investigation by detectives. He's set to appear at Westminster Magistrates Court on May 2nd. The charges are from 4 separate women. Brand is accused of raping 1 woman in England in 1999, indecently assaulting a second woman in London in 2001, orally raping and sexually assaulting a third woman in London in 2004, and sexually assaulting a 4th woman in London between 2004 and 2005. Russell Brand responded on social media. He posted on X, "I've never engaged in non-consensual activity. I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes." From there, there's nowhere to take this podcast today. So let's wrap it up, and I will see you tomorrow.